The Georgetown Hoyas went inside Madison Square Garden, a familiar home for Patrick Ewing, and they got a statement road win at St. John's on Sunday, and now a 3-4 in conference play. They welcome Xavier in on Thursday night, 8 Eastern time on CBS Sports Network. We're joined by the head coach of the Hoyas now, Patrick Ewing. Coach, how sweet is it to win at the Garden?
Well, it's always great to be back in New York, and it's definitely good to win at my old home. It was a quality win against a quality opponent. St. John's is definitely well coached. They have a lot of talent, a wealth of talent on that team, but we were able to do enough things, good things, to be able to come away with a victory.
You have said throughout conference play early on that your team needs to close better, and you had lost 4 or 5 before this one, and all 5 of those games were decided by 2 possessions or less. Why was your team able to pull out a win in the closing moments at the Garden, not by a possession or 2, but by 11?
Well, you have to learn from the mistakes that you make, and I think that for the most part we're learning. We're getting better every time we step on the floor. And the Big East, the way it is now, every game is going to be close. And the team that makes the fewest mistakes are the teams that win. Against St. John's, we were clicking on all cylinders. We were hitting our threes. We were being able to drive in the paint and get scores. And Mac McClung, both he and Jesse had 20 points. So I think that everyone on our roster who played did something positive to help us to get to secure that victory.
Let's stay with Mac McClung, since having that ankle injury in 4 games returning from that injury, Coach, he's averaging over 18 points per game, 25 on Sunday at St. John's. Everybody looks at Mac and thinks small in stature, but Coach, he's big in the impact for your team. Why is he able to maybe overcome being a little bit smaller and still able to score so effectively?
He's a great athlete, and he believes in himself. He has tremendous belief in his ability and the things that he can do. When every time he steps out on the floor, he thinks that he's definitely one of the best players out there, and he tries to prove that.
Bouncing off that, how much does this freshman class echo the type of ego you played with?
They definitely they probably have more ego than I did, but they believe in themselves. All of them, Josh, Grayson, Mac, and James. They all believe in themselves, and I think that that's the biggest thing with them. They believe that they're going to be good, and then they try to back it up with their work ethic.
You told me earlier this year that Josh LeBlanc, your freshman forward, who has been really good for you on the glass, not averaging quite a double-double, but has had that kind of impact in games. You told me that you don't run anything for him. How uncommon is that for an 18-year-old kid to step in? And, of course, any recruit, they want the ball in their hands, but that's not Josh. What about him gives him that ability and that mentality?
He believes in himself, and he has a tremendous motor. His motor is a key, and until the rest of his game develops, that's the thing that's gonna help him to get over the top. His work ethic is relentless on the glass. He can shoot the ball. He's trying to step it all the way out to 3, but it's just relentlessness on the glass and trying to be a great defender. That is the things that makes him such a unique and special player.
What areas can Josh LeBlanc keep developing in to make him even better?
Well, he needs to continue to work on his shot so he can be a knockdown shooter, and then continue to work on his defense, being able to guard, multiple people.
Let's turn to Xavier. You led by double digits in the first game against them this year out in Cincinnati. What do you bottle up from that lead that you broke out to that now you want to have over 40 minutes against the Musketeers?
Well, they did a great job in fighting back, and we have to continue to play our game, do the things that we were doing to help us to get that lead, but don't let their zone affect us. They went to that zone, it kind of put us back on our heels, and then we weren't able to make shots. So whichever defense they decide to play, we have to still play our game and go out there and compete hard and try to dominate.
3-4 in Big East play, and the conference is crazy right now, Coach. There's 8 teams stuck at 3 wins while we're doing this interview. Have you explained to your guys the kind of opportunity that they have to get to 500 and still early in conference play, plenty of time for this team, this Georgetown team, to make a move?
Man, we've talked about it. We've talked the fact that, the games that we've lost, we've had opportunities to win, but the mistakes that we've made hindered us or stopped us from getting those victories. So we have to learn from those mistakes and apply them going forward. We have a great opportunity to hopefully get a win at home and then, take it from there to Villanova.
When you watch tape, and I'm sure that you did this, you looked at the mistakes you made. Have you watched the final sequence with your guys against St. John's to look at the things that they did well?
We watched everything. That's one of the things we do after every game. I break the film down and we watch the edit. We watch the good and the bad, and we did a lot of great things against St. John's. So, but you can't just dwell on the positive. You have to also show the negative, the things that we didn't do well, and the things that we have to get better at.
What's the number one thing you want to see your team continue to improve on as February dawns upon us?
Basically, I want us to continue to get wins. I'm not going to put on the air what I think we need to get better at, but I just believe that, we have a great opportunity to be a very good team, and we have to take advantage of that. You
know what I could use right now? A beef patty.
Come back to Jamaica. You could use it with the weather where you are right now.
Right. So it's -4 degrees in Omaha, Nebraska, where I am right now. What advice do you have for me to stay warm?
Bundle up. Go get that big coat, turn the heat up.
That's exactly what I will stay indoors. Coach Ewing, best of luck against Xavier.
Thank you. I appreciate that.